No, we're waiting on air.
All right, Nathan, anyone in the lobby to let in?
No one online.
All right. Chair sees a quorum and calls this meeting of the Whitestown Economic Development Corporation to order. Will you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, next we'll have a roll call of members.
Clinton Baum.
Howdy.
Rob Worrell.
Here.
County representative is vacant.
Still unappointed, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. There's our quorum. Moving on, we have no presentations this evening. Approval of meeting minutes. One note to make on the minutes is at the end of the amendments, it lists Rob Worrell as vice president. Just to clarify, current position being held is secretary for legal purposes. With that adjustment, I would offer a motion to adopt the minutes.
Second.
Motion second for the discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Motion's adopted. No unfinished business. Moving on to new business. I will now call to order the public hearing on Park 130 TIF bonds at 6:31 p.m.
There's still no one in the lobby online.
No one in the lobby? All right. Anyone from the public that would like to speak on the Park 130 TIF bonds? Seeing no one from the public, I'd offer a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Motion second for the discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed nay. Motion's adopted. Public hearing is closed at 6:32 p.m. Next, move on to item B, consider resolution concerning Park 130 TIF bonds, resolution 2022-02. I believe we have someone representing Park 130 here tonight to talk a little bit about it. Come on up.
I'm John Kirkwood. I'm with Faegre, Drinker, Biddle, and Reith, the old Baker Daniels firm, as you may recall. Here tonight to review.
Thank you.
Three buildings having approximately $1.23 million or 1.23 million square feet under roof, located at County Road 550 South and County Road 475 East. The project report, which is before you, details a little bit about the project. We're seeking a bond amount of $7,430,000. The project will basically create between 351 and 548 total new jobs, depending upon building mix, tenant mix, etc., with basically estimated total employment between $10,000,001 and $15,900,000, average wage between $28,000 and $30,000 per job. With me is Matt Bauer. Matt Bauer is with the developer in case you have any detailed questions regarding the project. But in any event, we're seeking adoption of a resolution approving a form of a loan agreement, a form of trust indenture, and a proposed form of ordinance to be conveyed on to the town council later this evening for introduction. If there's anything about the project that you would like to ask, I'd be happy to answer, or Matt can assist. But that's what the proposal is for. Again, this is all for public infrastructure as detailed in the project report, and we respectfully request your approval.
What did you say the average wages were going to be for those positions?
I'm showing that I don't have it broken down on an hourly rate, but I show it between $28,000 and $30,000 per year per employee, and that's because these are mostly warehouse jobs. Mm-hmm. Now, depending upon the tenant mix, it's possible the wages could be higher. By way of example, if there was a tech company that went into one of the the buildings as opposed to a warehousing. So that's something that's hard to predict at this point in time.
Okay. Nathan, is this going before the RDC for any type of abatement schedule, or has it already been there?
Yes, this has already gone through, and
this will go back to the redevelopment commission for pledging the TIF revenue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why council will introduce the bonds tonight. Mm-hmm. Go to the RDC to pledge.
Okay.
And then it would come back to the council for final approval on the bond ordinance at your June meeting. And this is a very standard deal that we've done with the Park 130 folks
Okay.
before on earlier phases, I think.
Yeah, this is really kind of the second phase of a multi-phase project. There could be more phases of this project eventually, but in
So
any
I'm just
event-
trying to reconcile the math because I know we've talked about in RDC before, we haven't been bringing projects before us that are below $18 an hour, but this is coming out more like $14.50 an hour. So I'm just, help me reconcile the math here.
I would really find it hard for them to hire staff at those wages. I think their report doesn't fit this area. When you go by and you see B-Dubs is hiring at $25 an hour for kitchen staff, warehouse staff, you're not finding warehouse staff for 15 an hour right now. So I think their report, not to question your report, but I think the demographic here, that your report needs updated on that. And job numbers on any spec buildings are tough. That's where we're starting, as we've brought up with the RDC, or as the RDC's brought up,
Exactly.
that they're not approving personal abatements on big box warehouse. They're really pushing, and that's where, through my role with economic development, we're working with IEDC we're not chasing those tenants that are bringing $15 to $18 an hour jobs. We're trying to bring the better tech roles.
Well, and that's exactly, you're stating exactly what the RDC has said, and being a member of the RDC and on the council as well, like that's been the coordinated, consolidated push between all the boards, which is why I'm just trying to, and that's why I asked to, not to be negative with the project, but help me reconcile the math, because when these projects have come before us before, they've talked about a different set of wages to where exactly what you're talking about. The $18 an hour is something that's a minimum here with what I'm seeing just by driving down the road for the Help Wanted signs.
Clint, I think it's probably literally impossible to find people that will work for those wages. These numbers were done about 6 months ago. Obviously, we all know I have friends in Plainfield that do the same thing, and they're paying $25, $26 an hour just to get somebody to come to work. And so, my client, when they prepared these numbers, I'm not sure why Dennis and I didn't update them.
Okay.
But in any event, I think this practical matter, you'll have no employees if those are the wages. So they'll have to adjust to a current market. So
Okay.
You think it's a dated number more than this is what I need in my financials to make the project work number?
no, we no, because rentals are going up too. I mean,
Right.
the whole thing is, the whole
Okay.
market's
Right.
drug up. So yeah.
Yeah, I believe their abatement applications had higher numbers. I don't have those on me right now, but I know they wouldn't have gone through if they had those numbers.
Okay.
So I'm sure they had more. And with this infrastructure too, they've gone around and around multiple times with Danny Bowers to look at what's needed. As you'll see, it's got the roundabout.
Right.
It's got the right of way for the roundabout to the south that leads to the Smith ground, which is up for rezone tonight for town council. Because we know that piece will also tie over to the future Ronald Reagan.
Right.
So this will be the pathway to go from the future Ronald Reagan to I-65 via the midpoint.
All right.
So-
Well, thank you. All, I just wanted to make sure that we went through that exercise and we're on the same page. And it sounds like we all are in agreement here that although those are the numbers that are in the report, they probably need some updating based on economic trends. And so it makes me feel a lot more comfortable with what we're doing here than what was presented. So thank you.
I think you're correct. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Further questions? Will of the commission on resolution 2022-02?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2022-02.
I will second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion's adopted. All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing no other business, do I have a motion?
So moved.
I second the motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion's adopted. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.